Okay, and the next thing will be adding the components, principal components, and the cluster labels, so that you can plot the cluster finally. So this is so the same steps we are going to repeat in the ultra rapid miner, and let's see that how we are able to do that. Okay, so the first step is to um, get the data from the dataset. So I have already downloaded the Penguins dataset that I used in the Jupyter notebook, and so let's see the data. Okay, so you can see here that there are some inconsistencies in the dataset that we need to work on. So also, one interesting thing I would like to show here, that it shows that there is no missing values, but actually it's there. There are missing values. Okay, so we need to deal with this particular problem, and so to handle this, let's use a operator called filter attribute. Sorry, filter examples. So I drag this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to again use this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I need to add filters, right? Without adding filters, how it's going to work. So I'm doing it like kind of like brute force kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually add the information that I don't want in my columns. Um, so this is how you have to do it. So different datasets will have different kind of problems, and you need to apply different approaches to solve it. So this is my approach of solving this particular problem, and your approach can be different. Okay. So also we saw that the flipper length cannot be negative. That thing we need to remove it. So I'm manually applying it, and I think there was a full stop in the sixth column. So I'm going to apply it now. So let's see the final results. So okay, so if you want to compare, what you can do is you can actually take the original data set as well and compare them. So now you are going to get two different results from here. So this is the data set. Now after filtering, all these anomalies have been irregularities have been removed. Okay, so the next thing is we need to perform a PCA, right? So to perform a PCA, first thing is we need to scale the data. Okay, so for doing that, you use a normalize operator. Okay, so but thing is that it's showing that attribute filter does not match any attribute. So I think there is some issue with the data type. Okay, so we saw that in the Jupyter notebook we are directly manually able to do everything. So now here what we have to do is you are going to use specific operators to do all these functions, and based on the particular errors you need to address everything. Okay, so I think there is a problem with the data type. So what we can do is we can use a operator called guess type, and here is it. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to it's going to convert all the data I mean all the data types to what they should be. I mean, let us suppose if the integers are entered in the form of string instead of integer, it's going to convert it into actually integer. Okay, so it's going to do something like that. Okay, so I'm selecting all because I want all the columns. Okay, so let's see if it works. Okay, so one thing you should know that even this sixth column, we need to break it down, do a one hot encoding and break it down into um, two different columns, which is one, right? Let's also do that. So for that, we need to use another operator, which is called nominal to numerical. Okay, so let me use it just after the case type. So let's do this nominal to numerical. Okay, so this is just like a one hot encoding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use only a single attribute. So what is the attribute? I'm going to use this sex attribute because I want to convert it into 0 and 1. Okay, so let's run it and let's see. Okay, so I think it has worked, and also the normalization has also worked. Okay, so it's like data set. Okay, so we don't need to do this. So let me just disable this, and let me show you that how it has worked. So you see that it has converted this into male and female, right? So okay, let's just normalize the data. Let me just enable this, and let me run it. Okay, so okay, I need to close it, connect this, and then connect this. Okay, and now it is running fine. So we did the normalization of the data. Now the next thing is, after normalizing, you need to apply PCA. So there is a PCA operator. So you just select a principal component analysis, drag it here, put this here. Okay, and uh, so we need to only select. We need to divide the take the attribute. Only we need to take only two principal components. Okay, PC1 and PC2. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do it. Okay, it ran. So it's giving us PC1 and PC2. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have to actually add these attributes, or let's try first without. No, let's add the attributes. Okay, let's add the attributes using a generate attribute operator. So what does this do is actually um, it actually helps you to add columns to your existing data. Okay, so I took PC1, PC2. apply, apply. Okay, so if I see the results, let's see. Okay, so it was already there, so you don't need to, I think, use this. Let's not use this. Let's do one thing. Let's directly do the k-means clustering. Okay, so if you search for the clustering operator, you are going to get this k-means. So I just drag it and connect the final results and run it. Okay, so you already got your clustering. Okay, and you got the PC1, PC2, you got the labeling. Okay, you got everything right. Now if you want to see the clusters, you go to visualization and you can actually see the clusters. And if you want to see which cluster is having what, so you can go here and you can see all the data that is present in the particular cluster. Okay, so this is how you do the k-means clustering. So if you want, you can actually uh, do a 3D plot as well. Okay, so I'll show you how I did it in Jupyter Notebook, right? So this is how I got in my Jupyter Notebook, and I applied the same thing here. If you want, you can let's see the 2D. So we are getting the same thing. Okay, so this is how we do the k-means clustering. So this is we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are having 5 clusters. If you want, you can actually do 4 clusters. Okay, so how to do that? So you go to design. Sorry, I need to change this. So you go to design and you go to clustering, and you can actually, instead of doing 5, you can do 4 clusters. Okay, and run it. Okay, and then you go back to the visualization. You are going to get the same plot that you're getting here, right? So let me also show you the 3D. Okay, so that was what I was talking about. So you're showing the principal component, only principal component 1 and 2, that is having all the features. Okay, but if you would have done it using only particular attributes like the length, culmin length, and culmin breadth, it's actually not going to it's going to show you the separation, but maybe the separation might not look similar. The separation might not look similar for all the different pairs of attributes. Okay, so that is why I use principal component analysis, and this is how you need to do it in the utter rapid miner. Okay, so the last thing is you need to save your process. So you go ahead and you save this process. So I just will mention this penguins the penguins dataset. This is what did I do is k-means clustering and along with the PCA. Okay, so okay, so I need to select a location, so I will save it in processes. Then just click OK, and we are done. Hope this video helps. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.